Welcome everybody to the Public Works Board meeting. Welcome back Gary, welcome back Dave. I'm gonna chair tonight and just getting, Gary back on his feet here. Roll call, Tyler Kreitzman, DPW Commissioner.
Gary Carnegie.
Lee Martin, Mayor Lade.
Dave Marston.
George Colbert.
Good. Commissioners report, the deadline is up now for our applications for the SID. We have about 9 applications this year added to the ones from last year. We will review as a committee in the next month and determine, yay or nay, send out a letter to the residents. Either way, they'll get something. If they're missing a piece of information, we'll contact them and just make sure that we can get that. 99% of these look pretty good. We had a walkthrough scheduled, but unfortunately we had to reschedule for later this week. We have some potential new sidewalks for this year's, revenue that we have. Looks like there's a piece on Third attaches to municipal buildings, a piece on Fourth, a few pieces on Fifth, Sixth, and Seventh. We're gonna walk in with the mayor this week and get his blessing and, try to get a RFP out and get some more work done this summer.
I think the appropriate procedure would be that we make recommendations to the council. They need to do that.
Yep, okay, yep. Yeah, whatever the steps are, we'll make sure everything is ironed out. But the first obvious step is, make sure the committee's on board, the mayor's on board. Ryan, you got a engineer report?
Yeah, so since the last month's meeting, we've been working with the county. We're able to import this year's tax that's currently for pretty much the beginning of June was the end of, end of May. So we've started to import that data, pretty seamless, pretty smooth. I think this year, the SID fund, I think last year we got 310. We're a little bit higher right now, but I think once we add in any of the credit applications, it's probably gonna level off about the same. One of the things I sent a quick snip to Tyler and Tiffany today with a request that any of the applications that are going to be either receiving credit or potentially receiving credit, just send something to us just in writing, so we can have, we're making sure we have them all, we don't miss any. The only other piece that I think was talked about at prior meetings was the veterans. If a veteran owned the second piece of property, we just need someone from the city as in to confirm which of those properties they want us to include as creditable or exempt, whatever the correct term would be. But on our end, we've pretty much begun the process to be ready for the July 1st tax rolls. I think Tyler has a list right now of potential credit applications that we can get together maybe early next week.
Yep.
And just start checking the box on those. We could have a draft ready for the city probably early June, just as a draft that anybody could review from the board's end. And then we can make any final tweaks before we get it to the county for the July 1st deadline. Hopefully get it there well before the July 1st deadline, clarify that. And the other thing I did bring with me is a contract amendment. We have a, an as needed, contract with the Public Works Board. So just wanted to make sure we don't exceed an amount that we had agreed to or the city had agreed to. So we use the same value as the last one from, I believe it was last September or so. So I'll hand them to you tonight, Gary, and then we can continue on with whatever the city needs.
Okay, so question, go ahead, Bob.
Are there any outstanding invoices currently?
There are a few, yes, but I have a summary as well as the vouchers and invoices, so I'll give those to you tonight as well.
Thank you.
Just review, Ryan, so you need 25, 26 applications. And then we'll meet next week to go over the, 9, 10 new ones we got.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, and I'll walk through them.
Do we have a date for that? Walkthrough?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I'll look at my calendar. I think it's Friday, isn't it?
Thursday, Thursday, Friday,
Thursday at 3, Thursday at 3 p.m.
3 p.m. Thursday, sir.
That's the fourth.
The 28th,
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
no,
yeah. Very good.
At what time?
3 p.m.
Meeting here?
That's a thought.
Yeah, we can, yeah. The old business that anybody needs to bring up.
You can reach it.
Oh, just that there ain't nothing on top here, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. George, you're good?
I've noticed, just as a comment, I've been pricing out commenting patron. And, it's dropping down from 15 square foot to about 10 to 12. So we might get more work. And my second follow-up question is, do we have a prescribed list of contractors that can get on? Or is this something that's open? Is it? Do we file Dodge reports or something like that?
So no, I don't know what those reports might be.
In general, the city would allow any contractor. There are some requirements.
Insured.
Yeah, you say you have to be insurance, you have to have insurance. There is, New York State did pass, some legislation that speaks to them being a registered New York State contractor and that they filed DOL paperwork. And there's some other of those procedural steps, but the city, it's open to pretty much anyone who, if they meet the criteria of a responsible bidder.
You know, just thinking about what you said, George. We do see the same contractors in a lot of these applications.
And I'm sure.
And they do very good work.
Yeah.
So it might be a good idea to. I guess that's really not probably city's job, but. Putting on, like, out the contractors' names or good recommendation names, I mean, that's tough, yeah.
Well, but the city can't file the work though, the RFP with, like I say, Dodge reports, which all contractors can search for potential RFPs.
So the city generally uses, it's a similar, it's BidNet is the actual website, and there's a lot of similar to the Dodge, but a lot of those, we call them plan houses, plan rooms, generally request documents in our experience from us. Whenever those are made public through, the notice to bidders, they generally ask for it. There's a few, there's the Dodge, there's a couple other, I think Blue, so it's another, very similar to that they'll request it, very similar, they post it on their website, and contractors, I believe some pay for their services and they get notifications, but, I guess to Tyler's point is if there's a list of contractors that, residents have used, there's nothing wrong with sending them a solicitation when the city has a project, just as, hey, this is a notice. There's work that the city is just, yeah, exactly. That's generally the notice to bidders, and anyone who requests documents from our office on other projects, we generally keep a list. And then the next time we do a project, we generally start with that list, just to make sure that the goal is to get more than one bid, so that's generally the goal.
Okay, so new business really was just I think is the priorities, which we've been discussing, it's the walkthroughs tomorrow. You're gonna give him those bills tonight?
Yep.
Right, so we'll get them on next month. Our next meeting.
Excuse me,
Sorry, go ahead.
are there any bills that we have not, approved as a board? We can do that tonight.
I don't believe so, and I can do the summary right now.
Are any of the bills from 2025?
No, I believe one is February, March, April.
Okay, perfect.
Never last.
That's an amendment, I mean, it's, I don't want to just get
Yeah,
something.
they're working on that. You wanna pull up the calendar? We have is our next meeting, because we've been bouncing back here.
Yeah, we ended up, because of the holiday, we had to push. Our next.
That should be okay then. I can have Sam draft up the letters once we make our final decision.
Yeah, even if it's just we get the list before they're,
Oh, yeah.
letters can don't have to go out for us, but.
Okay, questions, comments? Go ahead.
So Ryan, you had mentioned that we need to make a decision around the, any veterans with, a second, parcel.
I believe the board had already decided that, but I don't, again. I don't know which of those parcels are without spending time. If the city wants me to go through and do that, and I just need I'm gonna need someone from the city to authorize what to do and how to decide which properties get that exemption or don't. That makes sense.
Sure. So the board did approve that. Let's move forward, but that's something I want to bring up to the council, get their approval on that as well. So there's no,
We voted, so I don't know, it was last month before.
yeah, I remember, I was there.
Oh, okay, okay.
For.
No, we voted against it. We voted against if they had multiple properties and that they could only submit for one. Are you sure?
Yeah,
I thought it was the other one, and
I do too, because I voted against it, and I thought they
Maybe I'm
were.
having a brain fart, I don't know. I thought we voted against it.
Your thoughts? Well, we'll check.
We'll check, okay.
Okay.
I know there's a lot.
And you don't want to rely on my number.
Well, I can't rely on my own, so.
Actually, I think mine is clearer now than before.
That's good. Questions, comments from the public?
I so enjoy coming to these meetings, Floyd, Holden, Kenny, just Gary, you're just magnificent. You know, I'm not just a casual observer here, but I'm involved, I got some ideas. So, you know, I first came to the Common Council some 3 years ago. And, you know, we had a little difficulties, Tom was not always the nicest, but, Tom and I actually become good friends. And I'm hoping that the mayor comes around and starts being more friendly with me, because I did, you know, make a point of getting to know him, you know, last year, even before his primary. So I think he has a good heart and, you know, he's apt to come around, but, you know, the new initiative in town, that maybe you guys will become aware of, the bright light. Transitioning, transformational, you know, in terms of what it could bring. And actually, I don't know if the public works at the Dunn warehouse is part of, you know, your
It's not.
your perspective, but I'm actively working on that, so we'll skip that. So we're now the bright light and the gifted, the visionary gift. So with that, thank you for your wonderful work. I appreciate, you know, the opportunity to attend all your meetings in real life. Because I appreciate real life, oil and Kevin signing off. And thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Anybody else?
Justin,
Anyone online had anything they wanted to add?
only Justin, right?
And I believe Carol's on as well.
Hi, Carol. You know, she deleted a post about the tree that was next to me.
Question, where are you guys meeting tomorrow?
Here,
Here.
1 hour, we need 1 hour.
yeah, I was, a lot of it's right together,
What are you doing, 3 o'clock?
just looking at some possible sidewalk work.
Oh, God, oh my God, you coming, Ryan?
Yes.
That would be fun. How much money do we get for sidewalks?
310 approximately,
That's all stuff,
that's what we have, but we have bills as well.
right? We have the 50,000 you wanted to pay.
We're good? All right, make a motion, we adjourn?
Second,
Wonderful, I got work to do, I gotta make notes.
have a great day.
Repair shop there.
I had my hand up.